Hi guys, as you can see Teffy has not moved because I just stopped and started the next one. So this is going to be my City Mini review. I'm really liking the stroller. I do not have adapters for it. I don't plan on buying adapters for it. But this is just kind of a quick trip stroller. My intentions to buy it is if I fly with my kids, I can put their crap in it and be able to push it nicely. It pushes nicely one-handed. And then they can just follow behind me. I don't have to hear them whining. So first off, like I showed in the video when I unveiled it, it has this tray. The tray does not come with it. It came with me buying this since I bought it used. But the tray is for purchase optional. The tray is really easy. There's a button on the side, a gray button. You push it and it pops out and swivels so you can, the child can get in, the child can get out, and then you can just push it back in. Now to take the tray off, there's a gray button on each side, and it just, push that one back in, it just pops right off. These two spots right here are where the adapters would go if you had adapters for car seats. So I do not have the adapters, so I just have the tray, and I'm going to leave the tray on. Flying with the kids, I probably will leave the tray on, just because it gives me an extra spot, because there's a cup holder in it, and there's a spot for food. I'm not going to have a child in it if I travel with it, but it gives me an extra cup holder. Since there's going to be 3 of us, I can put one of the kids' water bottles here. I can put one of the kids' water bottles here. My water bottle is a big water bottle, so I can probably figure out a place for it within the stroller to keep my water bottle safe. But I'll have the 2 spots for my kids' water bottles because they just have those little skip hop ones that will probably be all I'm bringing because it's a 3 or 4 hour flight. First time my kids will be flying, and in all honesty, in all my flights, I have never used a airline or an airplane bathroom, and I don't plan on trying to get in. Well, since losing weight is probably not going to be as a big issue for me, but like up and down with kids going to the bathroom, I don't want to deal with that, and I really do not want to sit in the back of the plane. So I may end up having to sit in the back of the plane, though. That way I could just send my kid to the bathroom. Anyway, I digress. So it does have the nice cup holder, a pretty deep cup holder. It holds a standard water bottle, which I usually have. There's one right here. It'll hold a standard water bottle. This is just your basic Costco water bottle. I mean, there's a little room, so it does fit like bigger things, but it will hold one. Or you can put the water bottle up there, but the kids are going to have their drinks. The other thing, Teffy, you're going to have to move. My only drawback that I do not care about for the stroller is the one wheel in the front. I do not like any stroller with the one wheel in the front unless it's a jogging stroller. I just feel they're more tipsy in that sense, especially if you're on rougher terrain. I did use this stroller I had to load some stuff in my van from the house the other day, so I did load it up pretty good. There was a pretty good amount of weight on it, and I just felt it was kind of tipsy as I was trying to roll over my grass to just take it down. So I ended up having the front stroller wheel does lock. It does unlock, and then you can take the stroller wheel off to collapse. Traveling, I'm not going to take any of the wheels off. I believe the back wheels pop off too. Yeah, they do. I can see the buttons. One thing I do love about all the baby jogger strollers is their wheels come off easily to make it so you can fold it smaller, especially for smaller, like cars with smaller trunks. Or if you're traveling, some people do like to take the wheels off to put them in travel bags. I'm not going to do that. I just find that to be a pain. Like you get to the gate, now you got to dismantle your stroller, put it in a bag, carry it down the walkway, drop it, because these won't fit in your overhead. So I'm just that person that literally will pull it up, they take it off. I thought about traveling before with a travel bag, and I tried to do it at home, and I'm like, this is too cumbersome, especially trying to deal with kids. Even if my kids are older, I find it a pain. But anyways, you can lock and unlock the front wheel. The front wheel does swivel if you have it unlocked. And that's where I find it can get kind of tipsy sometimes. So, Teffy, you're going to have to get out. One feature, like I talk about with travel, is, well, we'll go into the harness. So the harness is a typical harness. You've got 2 shoulder pads, and there is a crotch. I don't know how well you guys can see this since it's on black. And I need to wash this again because Teffy has been using it as her own bed. So anyways, the other thing I love about Baby Jogger, whoever invented the Baby Jogger strollers needs to go to every other stroller manufacturer in the world and be like, yeah, do this. All of Baby Jogger strollers are snapped on, the covers. So when I got this, it was super dirty. It had been stored in a shed or a garage. It was covered in leaves. And it had been sitting a while. I just snapped off the whole liner. And then like the seat part down here and the back part, there is a kind of like plastic corrugated, almost like a cardboard, but it's made out of plastic. So therefore, if it gets wet, because a lot of strollers like to either use cardboard in these spots, or they use like thin press board, that if it gets wet, it absorbs and falls apart. Why they use it for baby products, I don't know, because leaks and spills happen. But this is plastic, so if it gets wet, it's not a big deal. But anyways, so it has a crotch buckle cover too, and it has the 3-point harness. You can higher up the harness. This is the older model, so I just have to pop the little hooks up, and then there is like a 5-inch difference between the lowest setting and the highest setting. They also have these little spots over here that I've seen some people take and hook them down here if they just want a 2-point, or if they want to drop the harness down and just make it like around the baby's waist. They don't, it's like an older child. You still want them buckled in, but you don't need the full-on shoulder strap part of the harness. I do believe these hooks are also for if you have the adapters. Some of the adapters have spots that you can hook, so you can hook to put a strap over the car seat to make sure the car seat doesn't fall out. But there's also down here this spot that says pull to fold. So I'm going to close this and I will show you how easy this stroller is to fold. Literally, you pull and it folds. And this is what I'm talking about, like going down that walkway in an airport. I literally pull and fold. Now when I come back and I'm like, oh, there's my stroller sitting there, you just literally, there's a little knobby lock thing on the side. You literally undo it and pop it open. So very easy to do, very easy to collapse. Like you can hold baby and collapse. And if you didn't have the tray, well, you can still do it with the tray. You can carry it one-handed. So I can have baby in this hand and carry. Now unlocking it, it's a little bit harder, but you can try it one-handed. So I just pull up on here, just let it sit there for a second, and there I can pop it up one-handed. It makes it super nice for travel. I know some people like to take the wheels off, but I'm not one of those. I'm one of those pull and goes. That's why I took the Versa when I traveled last time, but I don't want to take the Versa this time because I don't need that big of a stroller. The other thing that I really like is the sunshade. Like, come on. How many sunshades are literally 3 panels on a stroller? You've got your peekaboo panels, which these ones are not magnetic like the Versa or the City Select, but they've got these 2 peekaboo panels that you can see in, you can see baby, or you can let in a little sunlight, or you can block out all the sunlight. This is also both the panel and the sunshade itself. They're double lined. So they've got this gray, like almost light-proof, I can't think of the word. Like the curtains that are like blackout curtains, that's the word I'm looking for. And then you've got the color fabric. This one's a black fabric, but it makes it so that when it's fully extended down, the only light coming in is usually from down here, or if you have these open. So it's really nice that it has this full hood. You can have just that one, you can have just that one, you can have that, you can have this. I mean, there's lots of possibilities with this sunshade. Now, this one came with the caddy. This caddy is an option, just like the tray. This one has actually got a rivet missing that I need to get fixed. It came to me that way. But the thing that I liked about these ones, Baby Jogger has new ones that are Velcro. This is the rivet it should be sitting on, and the little parent console will fit nicely. I have this on my City Select as well. I really like this one over the new one. I like the snaps better than the Velcro. And it's got these two pretty decent sized Velcro pockets and then a decent sized cup holder. The seat does recline. Back here, there is this little toggle that you can pull. So you can pick the recline. So if you only need it reclined a little bit, or if you want it full on recline, you can just open it all the way up. So you're not limited to, like a lot of strollers, you're only limited to like 1 or 2 recline options because it just clicks in those spots. It's like straight up, straight down, and maybe one in between. But this, you can pick it, as well as, once again, when the sunshade is down, baby is laying down, but it's still like coverage. A lot of strollers, if the seat's laying down, the sunshade's not always necessarily covering. This one it does. Then also in the back, okay, I'm going to pop the console off so hopefully you guys can see this better. I know the lighting is not that great in here. So I'm going to take off the console. It's got in the back a mesh. Now, if you've seen my fast action, my Graco fast action review, one thing I didn't care about is when it laid down similar to this whole back area was open. And I made the comment, I'm like, for a doll, it's fine. For a real baby, I'm not too fond of that openness. I know mosquitoes could still get through this, so it's not like a fine mosquito netting, but at least, you know, like some sort of, like if you get the mosquito, the bug netting for the front, what good is it going to do you if the bugs are going to fly in the back? It gives a little bit of a barrier, but you have like it open so that you can see the mesh part. There's this nice mesh on it. Oh, and you can also, when you have the toggle all the way up, there's these Velcro parts that you can actually Velcro the seat to make it sit all the way upright. There's just these pieces of Velcro right here that hook around the frame, so it makes it sit completely straight. But anyways, so there's this here. And I'm going to undo it. There we go. There's this spot here. So if you decide you don't want the mesh open, there's this that will cover it. So once again, you're looking at you don't want bugs to get in. Baby has this protective barrier. It's got elastic going around, so bugs would have to fly in to get, it's not just a straight one and done and in. It also makes it so it's fully dark in here. So like you can see, hopefully in here, that there's no light coming through on this side. But you can roll it up to make it so that there is light coming through. And it's just a simple, there's a Velcro spot, there's Velcro. You pull these Velcros off and they'll Velcro onto here, but I didn't do that for this. But you just roll it up like so. And then there's this little elastic and almost like a button on the other side to hold that portion up. And you can just roll it in, roll it on up. So like I said, I'm really liking this. I just leave this part rolled up for when I travel. Oh, and then on the bottom, hoping you guys can see this. On the bottom, there is actually a decent sized basket. Down here, this one, the elastic's been a little loose, but the integrity of the basket itself, this one is pretty good. My City Select, when I got it used, the basket was tore up. I'm finally getting a replacement. It should hopefully be here actually tomorrow. But it's got a good, decent sized basket for a little stroller. I think it's actually bigger than the Graco basket. Oh, and here's to pull or to sit the seat up. You just take the 2 D-rings, push in the buttons on the little toggle, and pull in. And then there's also a mesh pocket back here. So in all honesty, when I travel, if I don't have the seat down, My drink will probably be here, one of my kids up in the cup holder, and one of my kids in the console because my water bottle's huge. And this is what I was talking about with the Velcro. So here's the Velcro. I can just slip it up through here. The sunshade is just Velcroed on. If I can fit it through. Of course, it doesn't want to cooperate right now. There we go. You just pull it, and you can make the seat sit up more upright. So you get a, like, pretty much 90-degree angle seat. But I'm really liking the stroller. I'm thinking I'm going to love this one for travel. It's going to be, like I said, more so, I'm liking it. I'm going to have the two kids. Oh, and then here's the lock. Literally, this is the locking mechanism. There, it's locked. The back wheels are locked. Push that down. Now they're unlocked. Like I said, the wheels pop off. There's little buttons here, and there's one over here that you just press, and the wheel. If I can't get it off right now. I don't take the wheels off when I travel. I don't take the wheels off for storage. My husband and I did discuss when we get a house, the strollers will probably be in the garage. This one's going to go back in the garage. My other two are in the garage here. But I'm like, I would like just a spot that I can put them all in. So in all honesty, at that point, I might take the wheels off of them because they store better. Like the frames will store pretty much flat, like within inches without the wheels on. So I might take all the wheels off to store them, and that way I can sit. I've got a big bin, and I can sit the 3 strollers next to each other, the frames, and then have the wheels. I can't put the lid on the bin, but I'll be able to put all 3 strollers in a relatively small space, and I can probably put all their accessories in the bin with them too. And then if I need one of the strollers for one of my dolls, I can just quickly go grab it and put it together. It doesn't take much. I've had a Bob jogging stroller, and while the wheels come off that, those wheels were so hard to get on and off. Baby Jogger did a fantastic job of, you know, making these strollers so easy to do. So like I said, here's the front. I don't know if I can get it. I'm not very strong, guys. You just push this in. There we go. The front wheel has come off. And there's just a little lever on the bottom. Basically, on these strollers, the stroller frames are pretty much black. And if something's gray, it does something. So like the front, the gray spot locks and unlocks. The little toggle, you push it, it pops the wheel off. I guess I have the wheel locked. On the side, these gray pieces take this off. Oh, and the other thing I forgot to show you guys. If you do not want the sunshade for whatever reason, the sunshade is just Velcroed on. You can literally take the sunshade off. I don't know why you don't want to take the sunshade off. Not my personal preference, but you can take the whole sunshade off. When I went to wash it, there's just screws. There's a screw here on the outside and on the inside on both sides. You literally just unscrew it. You pull the metal. Once again, Baby Jogger, loving it. Their sunshades are metal frames. I don't know how many strollers I've got, and they're just like the thin little wire, or they're plastic for their sunshades. And I'm like, these are so flimsy. Anyways, they're nice metal frames. You just literally pull this piece off, and then you can either slide it off. I usually only take one side off, and then when I go to put them on and off, I just have it opened a little slightly, slide them back on, and then screw it back together. But I love, well, now you can get a better view too, like if I lay this down, of how that sits. And then without the sunshade on, I can show you guys when it's up. So you pull the toggle all the way up, you take these, you just Velcro them in. You might be able to slip it through down here too. I'll just put it it up here like that. I might have to do it on the bottom for both of them. But yeah, you just can Velcro them, get it over the frame. Actually, undo the snap, because once again, these snaps are fantastic. And let's snap the seat cover back on. If I can get it on. There we go. Pop this one off. Velcro it in. And there you go. You have it sitting at a 90-degree angle, which also makes it nice for older kids. And like I said, I just have it sitting on the lowest setting because I'm not going to be using the harness. But this is the older style that has these. The newer style does it differently. But this is similar to my, I think my City Select and my Versa have it this way. That you can just higher up. So like here's the low setting here. And here's the high setting. So you can see this will accommodate a pretty tall child. I do believe it goes up to 50 pounds for a child. So it does accommodate a good amount of weight for a child. The video that I got it, I said that there was actually a Bob. It wasn't a Bob jogging stroller. It was like a Bob, like stroller similar to this that I was actually more interested in because that one did go up to 75 pounds. So if I needed to put one of my children in it for whatever reason while I was going through the airport, I could without overbearing it. But unfortunately that one sold. Actually, in all honesty, I wanted both. But that one had already sold, so I was only able to get this one. And I'm perfectly fine with just having this one. Didn't really need 4 strollers. I don't really need 3 strollers. But I really like this stroller. I'm impressed with it. This is an older model. I believe this is a 2013 model. But recently I've been in Bye Bye Baby and I was playing with the one in Bye Bye Baby when my friend was looking at strollers. And it's exactly the same. Identical. Oh, and then for those that are afraid, like with the quick fold action, down underneath there's these red pieces, and there's a spot or you can pull them around and snap them onto the frame. And this locks the pull mechanism, because right there's these D-rings right here, that this is the pull mechanism to fold it. If you have these red and snapped on, I'll do the other side quick to show you. If you have them snapped onto the frame, you cannot collapse the stroller. So there's that feature too. I don't think Graco had anything similar. I know my other baby joggers have similar, but like you can like literally pick it up and carry it by the folding mechanism because it locks it. It makes it so you cannot undo it. And then you just take those off. And we're back. Oh, because I have the seat the way it is, so it's not folding as easily. But we're back into where you can fold it. But if I took these off, we could fold it. There we go. And now we can fold it again. So yeah, I really like this stroller in all honesty. See, this is how flat it even folds with the wheels on. If you take the wheels off, it'll fold even flatter. And then if you didn't have the tray, it'll fold even flatter. There's apparently a carry bag that you take the wheels off, you set the wheels in here on it, and you would take the tray off obviously too and sit it. That it's a little backpack. I've considered it, but I know I won't use it, so I'm not even going to waste my money on it. But once again, just pull, and you're good to go. So I hope you enjoyed my review on the Baby Jogger City Midi, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!